Flack math! Give me some math and I'll give you some flack. Flack math!
Okay, so we're going to do rate problems again. But we're going to do them a different way. We're going to write them as proportions. This is 83. We're going to do 83, 84, 85, 86. So here's the deal. We have
14 days left.
We have 15 days left.
No, 14.
In the whole of school?
So after today, there's 14 days because there's 7.5 weeks left. So we're just on that last day is just going to be a buffer day for you to finish anything you need to finish, but we'll be done.
You better not put that movie on again.
7 weeks. I won't. You disrespectful
Christmas
little poo.
movie.
Okay, so guys, we're gonna have basically 13 more problem sets and we're done. We're going to 100 and we're gonna skip a few in there like we always do. If you have problem sets that you need to cash in, you need to start doing that. Okay, but Austin, here's the problem. If you don't do homework the rest of the year, which technically you don't have to.
Well, I don't have enough of that, do I?
I think you do.
No, I have like 30.
Okay, then you've got a lot, but maybe not enough for the rest. But I want you to do at least one problem set a week. So if you want to cash in 2, then go for it. But maybe just leave 1 so that way you're still getting practice with your math facts. Because you've probably noticed that, like, oh my gosh, I haven't done math in like a week or 2 weeks.
I have the brains not too bad.
But then when you take a test, maybe you're like, uh-oh, I forgot how to do this. And it's easy to forget because in Saxon, there's a bunch of information that you have to remember. Okay? So keep the practice. I still want you to cash in because I'm not going to let you keep those for next year. Okay? So cash them in, but be smart how you cash them in. Don't do it all at once. Okay? Make sense?
Yes.
All right.
I'm skipping high school. Go straight to the end.
So let's do this. Here's an example of a problem that we're going to solve. And we're just going to use proportions. So we don't have to and really you could just use the tic-tac-toe method, the ratio box. But let's do this. 7 apples for $2.
Mr. Flack,
Yes.
if you write something wrong and we realize that it's wrong, do we get a free problem set?
Yep. If it's a math mistake.
I see something.
What's wrong?
The 83, that doesn't look like a 3.
Oh, wow.
Well, that's good to point that out. So that's not a math mistake. That's just because I have terrible handwriting. But if you do a few of those, then I'll give you a free problem set. Okay? But thank you for pointing that out. It tells me that you're paying attention. And so you guys deserve like a free problem set. If you're able to catch something I wasn't and I'm your math teacher, then you deserve a free problem set, right?
Yeah, the math teacher.
By the time we actually like are able to say it, you already like fixed it. Like,
Well, sometimes, but you gotta be quick.
but we don't notice it right away.
Sometimes you do. You've noticed.
They notice everything.
Okay.
Flack,
Yeah.
the problem set. The 7 isn't a 7, it's an upside down 2.
He's so smart.
Okay. So, how many can you buy for $10? How many apples for $10?
Can I get some?
Can you do that in your head?
Yeah, it is 35.
Okay. How'd you do that?
Because 2 goes into 10 5 times and 7 times 5 is 35.
So you did a mathy thing. All right. And that's okay to do a mathy thing. I'm going to try the tic-tac-toe method.
No.
Okay. Watch this, guys. Just watch. Just watch. This is awesome. Okay. This is first example. Here's a second example. Here's apples. And you don't even have to put labels here. Just do a tic-tac-toe. Apples go here. Money goes here. This is money. So do you see the fish?
Yeah.
Look, 70 divided by 2 equals 35 apples. See how easy that is?
Yep.
You can do it that way, or you can do it the way Nathan did it. Well, okay, so that's $2 to get. So it's $2. So times 5 is $10. So there's 5 of these. So 5 sevens is 35. That was some math, and that's fine. I want you to do math. But here's another option for you to do. Yes.
It could also be easier because like this one's just so simple.
Yep.
With a bigger one, it would be better to do the fish.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, right? If 7 apples are the same, how much does 7 apples cost?
$2.
What is the cost for 10 apples? What is the
Now we
cost
have
for
to do
10
some real
apples?
math.
Now it's some real math, but that's okay. What is the cost for 10 apples? Can you figure that out?
Not in my head.
No, because 7 doesn't go into 10.
Yeah.
So let's do it this way. So 7 apples for $2. How many for 10 apples? Well, that's 20 divided by 7. Let's see. 7 goes into 20. You can use your calculator. That goes in 2 times. That goes in 8 times. That goes in 5 times. And that goes in 7 times. So rounded to the nearest cents, how much does it cost?
86 cents.
$2.86. Okay? So sometimes it's real nice and it works out nice with this problem like this. But in real life, if you go to the grocery store, like, oh, I have to buy a multiple of 7 apples. I can only buy 7, 14, or 21 apples because of that ratio. No, you can buy however many apples you want. And then the cashier will do the math for you. Actually, the cash register will, the computer will. But if they look at you and they think you're dumb, they might try to rob you.
Facts.
Maybe not in this country. Well, in this country, yeah. But
Capitalism is the biggest business.
if they see you're not good at math, I mean, they can take advantage of that. Okay. So let's do one more example and then we'll move on. Sound good? Example, we'll call this example 1. 14 bags.
What do you do?
I don't know.
So I'm gonna fill 14 bags in 3 hours.
Remember what?
I don't know what kind of bags they are. What kind of bags they are. Maybe they're
The only thing I'm buying.
you're picking up dog poo in your backyard and it takes you 3 hours to fill up 14 bags.
I would like to order the hamburger. The only thing I'm buying is grocery store.
How many hours
Can I get the chunky
to fill
Oh, I'll take a big cheese.
84 bags?
Yeah, can I get some?
Late for 14.
So I need a calculator.
Yeah. You got a calculator if you want.
But you should just go up there. and-
So if you're able to fill 14 bags in 3 hours, how many hours will it take you to fill 84 bags?
Good. A large amount. A number.
So if you don't want to do it on a calculator, you can just tell me the math. Tell me what you would do.
18.
That is currently the factual answer.
It is in my head too.
All right, how'd you do that, Nathan
I
and
just
Ben?
found out that 14 went into 84.
Okay, so you did that the equivalent fraction method, but same kind of thing. What'd you do, Ben?
Math.
What math? Which math?
Math.
84 divided by 14.
Okay, good. That's what
Times
Nathan
3.
did.
Then you times it by 3, but I didn't need to do that because I'm just too good at math.
Okay, so here's what I would suggest. If you don't know how to do this problem, when you don't know, tic-tac-toe. So you don't have to write the labels over here if you can remember them. So let's say this is bags and this is hours. Where's the 14 go?
Up top.
Top. Where's the 3 go?
To the left.
Where's the 84 go?
To the right.
Top right. Okay, so now you've got your fish. So you could do that on a calculator, 84 times 3 divided by 14, or you could notice that this goes in 6 times, so 3 times 6 is 18. Okay, so once you get here, then you have plenty of options. You can do this, the equivalent fraction method. Remember, whatever you do to the top, do to the bottom, or whatever you do to the bottom, do to the top. or the fish method will always work. And in this case, the fish method will only work here. This is the only thing that works here because 7 doesn't go into 10, right? Technically, you could do that. 10 divided by 7 is just 10 sevenths. Multiply 2 times 10 sevenths, and you get 20 sevenths. That works, but it's got to be in money, so you have to do the decimal, use a calculator. But fish method will always work. Yes.
Can I eat my sandwich? I forgot to.
When we're done teaching, you can. Okay? Normally, it's not allowed, Xavier. It's not allowed, but I'm going to allow it. Okay? Does that make sense?
Wait, so you allowed for me to, Jen?
At the end, if you need to eat your sandwich, but
Only if it's the
you
same.
guys should eat during lunch.
I
Yeah,
was when I played Foursquare.
I ate during lunch.
I can
Yeah,
take
I
that.
All right.
Subway sandwich.
So this is it.
No.
That's it for lesson 83. You guys ready for 84?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It's like spiked up on the back, so it like goes over, like, you know.
Even though
Like
it's
some
kind of
really
messy,
bad
it,
anime.
like actually fits you.
I'm gonna get a mullet.
Yes.
Yeah, don't get a mullet.
No, get a mullet.
Get a mullet.
You would totally look good with a
Please
mullet.
get a mullet, Nathan. That would be awesome.
Yeah, kind of
What if you got a
welcome
mullet?
Chili's. What may I get you?
Get a mullet.
Henry should
Can I
get
get a
a mullet.
smoked
You almost have a
salad?
mullet. Let me see it.
God, that hurt.
Henry almost has a mullet.
And, hey,
Ben, you should get a bowl cut.
Ben,
I ain't got no food.
I ain't got it.
We should all get Mr. Flack's hair.
Okay, guys. No more squeaks. Obviously, nobody likes that. Come on.
Ew.
So
That's in the freezer.
today, lesson 84 is really algebra. Okay. So these are the concepts that we're going to talk about today that you really need to know and learn and remember. Okay.
Yeah.
When we do algebra next year, algebra, listen very closely, will be relatively the most difficult math class you'll take. Okay, now, obviously, Algebra 2 is more difficult than Algebra 1 because it's Algebra 2, not Algebra 1. But the jump to algebra, learning algebra, the learning curve is a lot tougher. Okay, because once you do Algebra 2, you've already got a year of algebra under your belt, and it's just a little bit more complicated.
So why don't we just like not?
But Algebra 1, going from pre-algebra or Math 8.7 to Algebra 1 is a tough jump.
Is Algebra 1 like expressions and equations?
And variables and things like
Yeah,
that.
that sounds garbage. Why don't we just like
the
not
last
take
thing
the
I remember
class?
about algebra is it's about the math stuff.
Okay, so here's the deal, guys. We're gonna deal with equations today. There's equations in life. Maybe not mathematical equations, but there's equations in life. Equation is just anything with an equal sign in it. When two things are equal, if you affect something on one side, they're no longer equal, right? But if you affect both sides the same way, they're still equal. If you add the same weight to one side of an equation, you add the same weight. Hey, kick that to me. I'd love to have you kick it to me.
What is that?
Whatever you're playing with, stop it. We're listening. Okay? All right. So here's the 3 principles of solving equations. Principle 1, the main goal is if you have an equation, and I'm talking about a conditional equation where there's a variable in there. Your goal is to get the variable by itself. Because if you have the variable by itself on an equation, what's on the other side?
The answer.
The answer to what, like if x equals, the other side is going to say what x equals. Okay, and then here's the deal. To eliminate stuff from an equation, you have to do the opposite operation. So if one side says x plus 5, how do you get rid of plus 5?
-5.
Subtract 5. But then the third is the golden rule. Whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other. So if you subtract 5, which you can, but you have to make up for that somehow, keep the balanced equation. So if you subtract 5 pounds from this side, what's going to happen? It's going to do this. But if you subtract 5 pounds from this side, it's going to balance out. Okay? That's the goal today, is to solve these equations using these properties of equality. Yes.
Mr. Flack, do you like T-posing?
T-posing, is that what I did? Is that what that's called officially? Makes sense. Okay, so basically what you got is like a balanced scale, right? You got a balanced scale.
That was crazy.
So if I have x plus 2 equals 6, well, what's x? And you guys can do that in your head, right? What's x?
4.
4. So
Really?
if I subtract 2 from this side, what's going to happen? It's going to go like this. So if I subtract 2 from this side, then I'll have x equals 4. Okay, now obviously this is an easy equation. You probably didn't need to see it this way. But if you can practice with the easy ones, then you'll be able to do this for the more complicated ones. Okay?
Mr. Flack's a genius. He's invented the double-sided spoon.
No way.
That could be
Okay.
cool.
He's so
All right.
smart.
So if you can do it with this, you can probably do it with this and get a free problem set.
Oh, why?
Don't, it's okay. You can do this.
Yeah, I definitely need paper. I was about to go full head mode, but yeah.
So you have to get rid of 2 things, don't you?
Good.
So you're wanting to get x by itself. What's the easier target?
2.
Well, 2 looks like the easy target, but he's really close to that
The
x.
one,
The thing closest to x is the hardest to get rid of.
Plus 1/2. That's what we get.
Okay, so how do you get rid of plus 1/2?
You take your bolt action rifle, cock it,
Yes.
and shoot the plus, then do the same thing again. Shoot
Where's my pen?
Okay, so what happens when you shoot the plus? What does it make
the
it?
negative.
Right, so do that.
It goes cube.
Now fraction's kind of complicated, but it's okay. You can handle it.
Oh, you can't.
I believe. I believe.
If I could get my stupid pen
Wait, did you say do 2 minus 1/2? Or 2 minus 3
I
4?
didn't say 2 minus anything.
I mean, 1/2 minus 2 or 3/4
I didn't say that.
Yeah, you did.
I was talking about how do you get rid of plus 1/2?
negative 1/2.
You subtract 1/2. Whatever you do one side, do the other. This is a 2-step equation because you have to get rid of 2 things. What 2 things do you have to get rid of?
The 1/2 and
The
2.
1/2 and the 2.
I got an answer, but it doesn't seem right.
What'd you get?
I got 1/2, but because when I had 1/4 from just the right of the equals,
Yeah.
I multiplied that by 2/1.
Yeah, so you shouldn't multiply by 2/1. What do? You have 2x equals 1/4, right? So how do you get rid of the 2?
Oh, divide.
Mr. Flack, is this right?
What number is on the top there?
A 1.
Yes, that's right. I didn't know what that was.
You put a 1 and then you circle.
All right, if you want to keep working, I'll give you a Flack attack.
I got.
But Ben's got it.
I got an answer. Also.
Yes, sir. Rolling in school. I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you have to do it?
Well, if you want to not give up on life, then yes, that's right.
But math isn't the key to life.
It's the key for you to pass this class, isn't it?
Oh.
If you don't pass this class, that's going to affect your life. The easiest way to pass this class is to give a crap. If you don't give a crap, you're not going to do well. So I know it's not exciting and fun, but stay on top of the water. All right. If you start to not understand something, then that's when you start to drown and your feet get tired and it's hard for you to stay above the water. Okay. So stay above the water. Figure it out. The only way you can figure it out is to try it.
Well, Mr. Flack, humans can't walk on water.
You can if you kick hard enough.
I don't see what.
Okay.
true.
So
Unless you put glass on there.
this is what Xavier said to do first. Anyone else have an answer?
Yeah. But it's wrong.
What'd you get?
That was completely
What'd you get?
answer.
-4/4.
Bruh.
Okay, so let's see what we do. So Henry, I'm giving you 2 points.
Yeah, at least
because
actually
you're the only
tried.
other one who did it.
Nobody else got out paper.
So we're gonna subtract 1/2, but can you just, hey guys, can you just go around subtracting something from one side of the equation?
No, because you have
What
to
else
keep
do you
the
have to do?
balance.
Stupid balance.
So whatever you do to this side, do to this side. See how this is the
Yeah, let's
balance.
go.
He sounds like a true Google.
So if you wanna draw lines there to kind of help you distinguish the two sides of the equation, that's probably helpful.
It takes time.
So what am I left with on the left side?
2x.
2x. And then this, if I just get a common denominator there, that's 2/4. So 3/4 minus 2/4 is 1/4. So now what do we do?
You have to get rid of the 2.
How do you get rid of the 2? What's that 2 doing to that poor x?
Divide it.
So see how it's being multiplied. So what's the opposite of multiplication?
Division.
So now we're going to divide by 2. How do you divide a fraction by 2?
You
That's
don't.
weird.
You don't.
Can you?
You have to put it over 1.
Yeah. So it's 1/4 divided by 2 over 1. So when you divide by 2, it's actually 1/4 times 1/2. What's 1/4 times 1/2?
1/8.
1/8.
That's
There's your
fair.
answer. Okay.
Wait, negative 4 reduces to 1/8.
No.
Maybe.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
Just -1.
So what did you do? Can we get into your head a little bit? How did you get -4 over 4? So guys, remember, it's not just important to know how to do it right. It's really valuable to know how to do it wrong.
I did.
There.
2 over 1 minus 1/2, and I got 3 2s. 3 over 2.
Okay, so you did this. So I see what you did.
Yeah.
You kind of tried to combine that. You can't combine those together. So you're just trying to get rid of one thing at that. So let's say X is having a party. Okay, is that X is having a party? So he's got 2 friends over. So who is X gonna ask to leave first?
Wait, but how did you
Plus.
get negative?
This. See how this guy, the X and 2 are like really close.
Yeah, how the heck did you get
It's a little awkward for 1/2.
Guys.
1/2 is kind of like the third wheel. So how do you get rid of that? So we're gonna ask 1/2 to leave
Why
You
don't,
don't.
by doing the opposite of what he likes to do.
okay,
How is there a G?
Yeah.
So, by the way you described it, if X wants to get rid of the person that's like least closest to it, wouldn't you want to get rid of the 3/4 first?
Oh yeah, but no. So this guy is in another. This is at another house.
Yeah.
So this is just this side of the equation. This is on the other side of the
That was a
tracks.
person. That dude only had
Okay.
2 people at a
That's the
party.
name.
Good-
That's the
good
across the
clarifying
street neighbor.
question.
Yeah,
All right.
Sad party.
Okay. Do you guys want another free problem set?
Hell no, I don't know how to do it.
That's a group chat.
Well, that's why we need more practice, don't we?
Well, Ben's gonna win again.
No, I'm not.
No. If he gets it first, then he just
I
gets
got
flag
lucky
attack.
that time, okay?
All right. So he's out of the competition, but he still gets flag attacks if he gets it. Okay.
Austin's gonna
Roll
win
over
now.
there.
All right. Here's example 3.
Oh, Austin has paper. It's getting serious.
Austin does paper out, he's cheating.
Bang.
Yes.
Apple B.
Hi, welcome to McDonald's. What can I get for you?
Come on, Ben, try and get it before.
I'll take some bang.
Yeah, I think I'll take some brains.
Yo, why would you do that? Why? Just why?
It may just be me, but this seems easier.
Or
Yeah.
It's totally
Yeah.
just you.
It's
just
No.
4.
-4. Yeah. No.
-4.
no, it's +4.
Okay.
It's
If you guys
positive
have an
4.
answer, write it down so I can see it.
I just said it though.
Okay. Good job.
What, Mr. Flack, do I really have to write it down?
Yeah.
Good job. No, not quite.
That
So
was
you know what you did? You, instead of getting rid of it by doing the opposite operation, you did the same operation.
Mr.
Don't
Flack,
write it-
I have
don't
an
write it down,
answer.
just think about it.
What'd you get?
+4.
Okay. So here's the deal, guys. To get rid of this -3, what's the -3 doing to the x?
Dividing.
So it's multiplying. So to get rid of it, you
Divide.
divide it. So what you did, Henry, is you multiply.
I've never added.
You see what you did? So then what's this? Negative 12 divided by negative 3. The negatives cancel, right? And negative divided by negative is positive.
I actually got it first.
The answer's 4.
I'm hot dog.
I actually did.
Okay, so
I did.
Emerson,
Literally-
you lucked
literally
out.
Said 4.
Awful on check.
You get the free one.
Mr. Flack, do I get a point?
Yes, you do.
Do I get a point?
Yep.
Let's go.
I got first again, guys.
So
Emerson, how was your juice? That's good.
Austin and Nathan, I'm gonna give you 2 points just because you
Let's go, Austin.
really got it first,
Encouragement.
but you weren't the first one to write it down.
Facts, facts, facts.
I actually got it first. I literally said
Ben didn't even cheat.
Xavier, I'm giving you a point.
Yes, let's go.
Wait, why can't I get 2 points?
Because you already got it.
I literally said 4 before everybody.
So far, you've gotten 6 points
Yeah, but you
today.
voted it
Yeah,
out.
but I want another
You
one.
got a
You
problem
voted
with
it
that?
out. You-
7's a better number than 6.
No, you voted it out.
All right, guys, here's the
I
deal.
don't care.
Cheater.
Should we do one more for a free problem set? Okay, remember, I want to see it on your paper.
Facts, facts, facts. Make it actually hard this time.
All right.
Who got first?
Me.
So who got the free problems then?
Emerson.
What?
Yo!
Okay, write it down.
I went to jail.
So here's the deal, Nathan. I don't know how to do that either, but I know how to do the first step because I know the first thing I want to get rid of.
I want to get rid of -3.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
We just went over this.
So is the ex breaking up with their girlfriend or boyfriend?
Yeah. Or should I get rid of the 4?
Wow, be
X
great.
is gonna get rid of the friend first. So plus and 4. They gotta go. Because they do souls.
No.
Imagine
No,
this-
you're
imagine
right.
this again.
So you're gonna get a flag attack point, 2 flag attack points. But sit down. Actually, 1 flag. 2, because you didn't blurt out the answer. What? No.
Oh.
Go ahead.
No.
Yo, it's kind of easy.
I'm gonna just pull my calculator out.
Mr. Flack,
Yep.
it's either that or that.
No.
No! What is he doing?
You-
What?
Oh.
I did it in 2 different ways.
I'm stupid. I know what I
Mr.
said.
Flack.
Mr. Flack, is this the
No.
right answer?
Yeah, I'm done.
Yes. That's
Go.
the right answer. So
I did it in my head.
you got a flag attack. You got 2 flag
Everything's
attacks.
easier if you do it in your head, guys. I mean, sometimes, not really.
Don't listen to him.
No, I didn't, guys. Trust me.
All right, just 1 step at a time. Come on. What do you want to get rid of first?
Mr. Flack, is this it?
So the free problem set is still open.
No.
That's not it.
Yeah, I'm done.
You're done? Come on,
Do
Nathan.
the problem.
You get no way.
Just do 1 step at a
Do
time.
the problem.
Don't try to math it.
Oh, yeah.
Just do it.
Okay.
So,
What'd you do?
Step by step.
Do the 4. Go.
I did this.
Nope.
You have to do the get rid of the 4.
It's way
No,
easier
what
than
do
you
you
guys
do?
think. It's-
Oh, you subtract from that. Don't worry about the -3.
Guys, you literally don't have to cancel anything.
6.
Then you do the -3. You don't have to take out anything.
Don't listen to Emerson.
No, listen to me, guys.
It's a trap. Now here's the deal. If you can figure it out now, that's
I
great.
did
But
it.
when it gets to
Okay,
higher
Admiral
equations,
Akbar.
It's a
Mr.
lot
Flack,
easier
Mr.
to do
Flack.
it this
Yeah.
elimination method.
All by myself.
Nope.
All by myself.
Close though.
What? Where's your answer?
That's what you said.
Who's got it? The free problem set is still available.
I got it.
No, I can't give it to you.
No,
I'm
this
sorry.
Why?
Because Emerson gave you the answer.
There we go.
No!
That was the wrong answer, by the
No
way.
one knows closes Mr. Flack.
Whoa, we're left.
There you
Hey,
go.
don't do that in my class. If you're gonna throw a temper tantrum, do that at Chuck E. Cheese. That's right.
Finally.
What about Dave and Buster's?
That's for adults.
Wait, Mr. Flack, can you please do one more? Because I get it out.
No, you get the free problem set.
I know, but I
The
want to
first
see.
one. Okay, yeah, I can do another one. All right, guys, this is probably the most important lesson of the year.
Thanks.
I don't want to put pressure on you,
Besides
but
the counting.
Well, that's good that I know how to do it.
so who got it? So Emerson got it, and
I got
Ben
it
got
after
it.
1.
17 tries.
No! I know the answer was black.
What is it?
Oh, get it. Who got it?
Come on, Henry.
Yeah,
Think
I
positive.
gave up.
It's
No,
so
I'm just
easy.
kidding.
Okay,
Negative.
so giving a crap does not mean getting the answer from somebody else. It means doing it your own dang self.
I did it myself.
So what do you want to get rid of first?
Nothing. The 4.
I got it
So
the
how do you get
first
rid
time.
of 4? What's the 4 doing?
You
It's
subtracted.
it's additioning.
It's additioning. How do you get rid of additioning?
You subtract.
Subtractioning. So whatever you do to one side, do the same thing to the other. So you get negative 3x equals 6. So far, so good. Nathan, what'd you do next?
Me?
Yeah, free
You
problem
look at
set,
my, you
dude.
look at my work.
Well, just look up here. What do you do? How do you get rid of the negative 3?
I did 10 minus 4 and then I just multiplied. I just knew that negative 3 times that times.
All right, you can kind of think backwards, but, and I know that's easy to do right now, guys, and this is what Emerson did, but
You have to do.
you have to
divide.
start thinking
You have to divide.
algebraically, okay? Because this is what's going to make your year next year a lot easier.
You have to divide by negative.
Divide by negative 3 because the x is being multiplied by negative 3. So do the
You
opposite.
like my Among Us, Austin?
So positive divided by negative is a negative. 6 divided by 3 is 2.
That's what
I
I got.
accidentally subtracted,
Okay.
so it's basically the same thing.
Yeah, well, here's a common math mistake. 6 divided by 3 is 3. A lot of people do that just without thinking. And 10 divided by 5 is 5. People do make that mistake a lot too. Okay?
What?
Yeah, I know. It's not like you really think that, but it's just what your brain goes to for some reason.
Oh, what?
Okay, so here's the deal. I'm gonna write all these properties, but really you don't have to write them down. You just have to understand the rules.
You said one more.
These are the golden rules. Yeah, I'll do one more.
Facts.
Properties of equality.
Oh,
Listen, you don't have to write these down.
that's why I'm not writing it down.
Just listen. Okay? So the addition property of equality is exactly what it sounds like. Addition prop of EQ, equality, is basically if A equals B, if one side equals the other, then you can add the same thing to both sides and it won't make a difference. Okay? So if you add something to one side, like C, another number or another amount, then you add to the other side and it's okay. That's legal. And then what's the subtraction? Subtraction property of equality. You guys know what these little ditto things mean?
What?
These are ditto marks,
What's up,
which means
parentheses?
it's the same thing above it.
Oh, okay.
Subtraction property of equality. So basically, A minus C equals B minus C. So you can subtract, you can lift weight off of one side as long as you lift the same weight off the other. Okay? Now, I know you're smart and I know you could probably figure this stuff out on your own, but start to practice with the easy ones.
Swag.
Okay, so remember what I did here? So if you write two letters next to each other, it means multiply. So if you multiply A times C, you can multiply the other side times C and it's still equal. And then division.
Just go to the store and buy some beans.
Okay, now here's what you have to say. Whenever you divide by an unknown, you have to say what you can't divide by. What can't you divide by?
Fractions.
You can divide by fractions. What can you never divide by? We talked about this.
Decimals.
Chairs.
You don't.
Here, you guys have a calculator?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Division problem that will break your calculator.
Okay.
Anything divided by 0. So write 4 divided by 0. What's your calculator say?
Well, I typed in
Error.
4 divided by
Divide by
0
zero
and then you
error.
said that.
So
Divide by
in this
0.
case,
Austin,
when
really
you
bad.
have C, see how C you're dividing by C, which is okay normally as long as C is not 0.
What do you do then?
Then you say undefined. You can't, there's no answer, there's no
Yeah,
solution.
Miss Flack, I
Put your
got,
pencil
I got
down,
a 7.
take a break. You got 7?
Yeah, I got 7.
Well, congratulations. Your calculator's stupid.
It's stupider than you.
No,
And that's a stretch.
here, look, let me show you.
All right,
Let me show you.
I don't
So,
know, man,
guys-
Kind of smart.
Let me
let's
show
try
you.
this
I
one.
don't like the battle pass.
Miss Flack, let me
Which
show you.
properties?
Miss Flack, can I show you?
Have you seen the Rocket League Gun Pass?
So,
Guys, I
4
was playing
divided by
8
0.
on my phone. There's a battle pass.
I'm playing COD.
All right, which properties
See?
of
Why
equality
is battle pass now?
And so,
will you use
equals.
to solve this equation? You ready for the equation?
Yep.
Okay, and should we do another Flack attack?
Yes! Sorry, that was loud.
Yo,
Dude, that's
Subway Surfers has a
cool.
battle pass.
No, it does
It
not.
does?
No, it does.
4 divided by 0. It has a battle pass.
I got 5 new
Equals.
skins.
Among Us has
I'm
that.
better at it than you.
No, one
Yeah.
try.
7!
I can't remember
Got
the number, but I know it.
I have
I
that's
was,
cool.
I know I was alive for like 25 minutes.
Yeah, I had my best score is 5,125,000.
My best
You
is
still
always
haven't
21
beaten it?
million.
I just rocket defaults.
Okay.
Why did I?
So which property? Don't solve it yet. You can solve it if you want and go for Flack attack points.
Max.
But which properties of equality are you going to use?
7.
Are you going to use the addition property, subtraction property, multiplication property, or division property?
Division.
Division and
It's 12.
Addition.
7.
addition, because something's being subtracted, so to get rid of that something, you have to add it.
Is the
Right.
answer 12?
What's your Flack?
The answer is 12.
Do I get 2?
You only get 1 because you blurted it out, and nobody gets anything because you ruined it for everybody.
What did you call them?
Congratulations.
What's
Mr.
the
Flack.
problem right there,
crab.
Austin?
King
Wait,
crab,
do you solve the problem?
Okay,
No.
yes.
I know.
We're almost done.
Fuck, I got the answer.
What'd you get?
I think it's on. Wait, I got 10 and 2/3.
got it.
What?
Okay, so what did you do? What happened?
I don't know how to.
You know what you did? The only thing you did was divide by 3, but you didn't get rid of the 4.
No, I did. I just didn't mean to. It was on accident.
Okay, so
The answer is 12.
now, guys, listen to this. So we're using 2 properties of equality, but normally, you know what our brains say? Our brains say divide before you add, right? But when you're solving an equation, everything's backwards. It's not, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Sally, Aunt dear, my excuse, please. Okay? So you have to go backwards. So what are you going to do first? Are you going to do the addition property of equality first or division property of equality? Addition. So we're going to get rid of that -4 first. The other way to think about it is X is having a party at his house. Who's he going to ask to leave first?
4.
This third wheel over here. So add 4. Whatever you do to one side, do to the other. 3x equals 36. Now X has to ask 3 to leave because they're not married yet and they're not living in sin. So he's gonna ask him to leave.
It's a very adult subject.
It is.
I think this was math.
So how do you get rid of 3?
You divide.
Divide because they're being multiplied. Well, hopefully they're not multiplying anything yet. You know what I'm saying? Sorry. Okay, so X equals 12. That's it.
So actually 12 back.
Mr. Black, I think that was on film.
Oh, shoot. Were we still recording? All right, that's all I got. You guys have questions?
Mr. Flack, I got a question.
What was this lesson about?
I thought we were in math class.
Yeah, we are. If you need more answers to what we just talked about, you can ask Mr. Flack, who teaches biology. He can show you how that works.
Oh my.
Not show you how it works, tell you how it works. But so Emerson, just out of curiosity, how would you do if you weren't going to use the steps I did? How would you do this?
Well, so wait.
because you're saying you don't have to use this, and you don't, but I want you to
Well,
practice it. But how would you do
You
this?
just think about it for a second.
Think about it, and you think of a
Look at it for
number.
a little bit. And
Think of a
then-
number, slap
and
it
then,
next to a letter, and
well-
they just go at it. You know?
Wait,
Yeah.
Where's the funny?
There it is.
Yeah, I just wrote
Thanks
mine.
a lot.
I just wrote an essay.
So you're just kind of using trial and error. You're trying.
No, you just figure out what you just because it's just three. The thing.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. So if you didn't already knew this, you would probably. Hey guys, listen. This is a way to do this. Emerson's trying to think of a number that when you multiply it by 3 and then subtract 4, you end up at 32.
Well, Emerson needs to
So
be
he's
like-
trying to think forward. What I'm teaching you
Shut up.
to do is to algebra basically does the process backwards. Okay? So if Emerson lost something during the day, what does your mom say?
You're in trouble.
Look
You're
at
the
it.
last place you saw it.
What is the last place you saw it? But what Emerson is doing with this problem is he's going to the beginning of his day and he's retracing his steps, which is another way to find something missing.
So then what if
The
you
other
wrote
way-
that and you said and you didn't have enough
Mr.
money?
The other way is to go backwards. Okay, the last thing I did was this. Oh, it's not there. Last thing before that, it's not there. So see how there's not one way to do this, but if you keep doing this that way, Emerson, I know you're not going to because you're a good student. You're going to do what the math teacher says, but it's going to start to get more and more difficult. Like it's going to be hard to do that in your head. Yes.
Can I go to the bathroom?
After Michaela does, because she asked first.
Okay.
I go to the bathroom.
Okay, that's it. Good job, guys.